Good morning, YouTube. Here today, we're going to figure out what we're going to eat for breakfast. Most likely, it's not going to be a conventional breakfast because I usually have what's left over from the night before. So let's see what we got. One thing that I did want to show you super quick is last night, which was pretty fun. We had a raisin and nut. I guess it's kind of like a candy bar, but it's 7.1 ounces. And we brought this on the whim of we wanted to try it. We got it from Aldi. And the funny thing about it is my husband, my son, and I opened it up and was able to enjoy it. I'm going to show you how big these pieces are because it's pretty big. So, and like I said, two grown adult men and myself was able to enjoy this chocolate. Get a close up there. It still has some left over, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. Now, reality YouTube, this is what's left over of it. So I'm going to get a real close picture and see if I can get a side profile. But it is full of, there's a hazelnut, full of raisins in it. Let me see if I can get it to, there it is. Very, very tasty. So if you're at Aldi's and you want to try that, I recommend it. I think it was maybe $1.99 for this. So it wasn't like hugely expensive, but we were impressed about how actually thick this bar was, and it was soft. So when my husband went to cut it into pieces, he actually used, which I'm going to grab it because it's funny, out of the sink here. That's going to go in the dishwasher later. That's why it's wet. But he actually used a lettuce knife. You can see a little bit of chocolate left over on it from last night. But a lettuce knife to cut it. How ironic is that? So very super soft. Really, really good. And I recommend it. But let's go back to what we're having for breakfast brunch today. Okay, so we got something together here from what was left over. And looks like we're going to have, we'll start right here. Last night we made, actually, no, we didn't make it because it was made previously and put in the freezer, but dough. And it's easy to make in your bread machine if you have one. But that's actually almond nog bread that was left over from when we had almond nog during the holidays, and I made a bread with it and then shaped it in the form of like a hot dog, and I'll show you what it looks like here. Actually a hot dog bun, and we actually had cheddar dogs last night with chili and homemade coleslaw on top. So I just split it and put the hot dog on that, and that's what we had for dinner, along with some sides. I'm not sure, I can't remember what the sides were because my husband fixed it, but we did use our homemade bread. And so I'm going to use the same bread and warm it up in the toaster and have it for breakfast, along with an egg from our chickens. So we're going to have an egg. And these two little pitiful blood oranges, they look like they're about to pass their plum, so we'll cut those up and have the blood oranges as well with our brunch today, because they'll use that up and we don't want anything to go to waste. So that will definitely be delicious to eat before it ends up in the compost bin, and we don't want that. And another thing, if you, which we've already done and used a lot of it, I won't do it with these because it's so, the skin looks a little in dire need there. So, but if you grate the zest of it, you can use it in dressings, for top of pastries. So we've done that with the other ones, and it was really good. Like, so if you're making a toaster strudel or some kind of pastry where you could drizzle, bread, and make a little powdered sugar milk and put that zest from the orange in it. Very good. It boosts up the flavor and gives it a really good taste. And that way it's not wasted. Then we'll take the rinds or whatever's left over and just throw it in the compost pile, and you'll have free soil in a couple months. And then here is some leftover bacon that we will heat up and have with our breakfast today. So, or brunch, depends on when it all gets done. But this is what we're going to have. And I got one more cool thing to show you that I might put on top of my eggs, or our eggs, I should say. And to drink, I have to go over here and we're going to figure it out. Most likely, I froze some juice the other day, some leftover juice, and we put them in Ziploc bags. So most likely we'll have some juice with, or maybe some tea. Yes, some homemade tea that we keep in the refrigerator with some grape juice cubes in it. That will be fun. Might even put some frozen blueberries in it. I'm not sure, but we will see. Here is our little uh, inside container garden that my husband's got started. And yesterday, as you can see, it's already been cut down. That was some broccoli, and those were peas. So we actually had that mixed in with our coleslaw before putting it on top of our hot dogs, and it was delicious. And back there is some alfalfa, and I might go ahead and put a couple of those on top of the eggs this morning and have some alfalfa. I know I said one egg, but it might have to be more than that. I don't think that's going to be enough, but we'll see. Just, for me, I'm not talking about others, but definitely might put some greens on there to spice it up some and add a little boost of nutrition. Okay, I wanted to show you because I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it once we put the um, tea in there, but I did decide to go ahead and put some frozen grape cubes in there, grape juice cubes, and some frozen blackberries. And I'm just going to pour some tea over top of that. That's going to be a drink. And I'll come back and show you the finished product. And yes, if you're wondering, here in the South, we do drink out of mason jars. So that is a mason jar that will double as a drinking jar. So I'll be right back, and we'll have the finished breakfast brunch product here of what we're having. And here we have it, folks. We're going to have the eggs, which I don't know, I'll put an S on the end because I decided to have just one egg. And that's the alfalfa sprouts on top. Give a little boost of nutrition. And as you saw, since we're growing it, I'm going to use it. There's the toasted bread. Our bacon. Let me pan back there. Look at those beautiful, that's why I went with one egg for me. Look at those blood oranges. Now the one in the back is the one that had the more smoother, even color of the skin. The one in the front was the one with the real dark red, almost like an orange red skin, kind of wrinkly, but that came out to be the prettiest of the two. Look at that. And I am a blood orange fanatic, so all of those will be eaten and not go to waste by myself. But gorgeous. And then there's the plate of food. And of course, I knew you wouldn't be able to see it once the tea was in there, but you could probably see the ice cubes trying to float. But there's the blueberry, no, not blueberry, correction, blackberry, frozen blackberries, frozen grape juice with some tea poured over top. And there you have it. What are you having for breakfast, lunch, or brunch today? Have an awesome day, and thank you for watching.